Hello, good evening everyone. Happy Thursday to all of you. Let me know po if clear po ako on your end. Type C. No, checking lang if clear po ako on your end. Type C. Yon, thank you so much. And yeah. So welcome to the last invested webinar for the month of March. I am Monat Pangatungan, Visayas Investor Education and Development Officer of First Metro Securities. So First Metro Securities or First Metro Sec, it is the stock brokerage arm of the Metro Bank Group, and our company is dedicated to promote financial literacy and create awareness on investment opportunities to empower individuals like you and me and even institutions to attain their financial goal. And we envision to be the largest and most trusted investment solutions partner here in the Philippines. And it's my honor and pleasure to serve as your speaker for this evening's session. So before I start, let me just flash this disclaimer. Okay. So sharing with you the first quarter webinar calendar that we have done in the Invest Ed journey. So kindly indicate or type the number of sessions that you have attended so far. So we have a total of 12 sessions from January to March. Anyone who have attended here the 12 sessions, kindly type. If for the first time, just type 1 or 2, 3. So actually, the previous sessions in the Invested are considered the foundation. So it's like for today's session, it's like an accumulation of what you have learned for the past session. So wow, I have seen here 1, 3, 10, 9. Wow, congratulations for attending 10 out of 12 sessions. And thank you so much for those who just started for the first session who you have joined. So spread the knowledge. If something from today's webinar inspired you, take a screenshot and share it in your social media. Don't forget to use the hashtag FMSInvestEd to help spread financial literacy and inspire others on their investment journey. Okay. So for this evening session, we welcome you to our webinar where our goal is to share how to build a sustainable income strategy for the years ahead. So whether you are on your early years of your career or approaching na po kayo sa retirement, this session offers a practical insights on income generating investments, the withdrawal planning, and even portfolio allocation. I'd like to request to kindly scan the QR code po. So this will allow you to download a financial calculator. So sa later part of this session, we will use this, especially on the financial planning. So you may take a screenshot or just scan the QR code. Just ensure that you have downloaded it before for our later na mga activity. So I'll just give you 10 more seconds now to ensure that you have screenshot and also or scan the QR code. So to start the session, do you feel financially ready for retirement? Check naman natin yung mga attendees. Kindly type yes or why if you are financially ready for retirement and for no. Meron na ba ditong financially ready? Wow! Meron nang nag-yes. Yes. Sakto lang. Not yet. Absolutely no. Okay. So personally, I'm not yet there. Still work in progress. So don't worry, hindi tayo nag-iisa no na hindi pa ready for the retirement. Marami tayo. Okay. So actually, 80% of the senior citizens are considered financially unprepared. Based po ito sa PSA na latest survey. So this means they don't have mandatory na mga pension. Whereas only 20% of the Filipinos, yung mga senior citizen, or approximately about 7.6 million Filipinos na senior citizens are actually receiving mandatory pension. So whether GSIS ba or SSS. So we know if GSIS, they have been working in the government for quite some time. And then when they retire, on average, the pension that they receive is about 18,525. So the basis of this is that the basic monthly pension, it's capped about 90% of their average monthly compensation. So if hindi naman tayo under the government na institution, then our mandatory pension falls sa SSS. So on average, SSS, it's about 5,123 per month yung updated na pension. And the SSS pension depends on the average monthly salary credit as well as the years that you have been working on that company. So for now, the current maximum pension is around 24,000. So do you think, is this enough? Enough ba yung SSS or GSIS? So imagine, the current life expectancy for Filipinos is at the age of 71.79, or let's just say 71 years old, no? So imagine once you retire at 60, and then if let's say average expectancy for Filipinos about 70. So with that 10 years time, pension lang ang parang source of income mo. Kung employed ka sa government, GSIS. Pero if let's say nag-work ka din sa corporate or the private company before, you still have SSS and then you continued it. So swerte ka, dalawa yung pension mo. You have GSIS and SSS. So for you, are this enough? Are this enough? So I have read na mga feedback, no? No, no with the increasing inflation. Yes, it's a big no. So for most of us, especially if we turn na at our elderly na age, marami na din tayong medication. Mas marami na tayong needs. So next question. What plans do you currently have for your retirement? So for me, no, I think much is really needed to be improved in the mindset of Filipinos, considering na 20% lang ng mga senior citizens of Filipinos will receive pension. So kailangan pa talagang i-work out that more senior citizen Filipinos in the future will receive pension, or on top of the pension, their own retirement fund. So for now, what plans do you currently have for your retirement? Pa-share naman po, especially for those nag-answer na yes, na ready na sila for their retirement. What plans do you currently have for your retirement? Ako kasi work in progress pa rin. I'm still not on the retirement goal no na-achieve. Ayun, meron dito nag-i-invest daw siya sa mutual funds, like S&P 500. Anyone? And we have here build income generating assets, more cash flow. Yan. They also have a SSS, or I think they also exploring no yung booster sa SSS, not just like the normal SSS pension na nare-receive. So there are a lot of things that you can actually do to plan for your retirement, and later we'll share it more pa. So it is very important to plan, since if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. So here in planning, it is important to know that what are the things that we should avoid when we retire. So first mistake is that as we retire, we are expected to get rid of the debts, mga utang. Dapat by the time that we retire, we do have fully paid house na, yung sasakyan, no more loans for educational payment, no more loans for educational expenses since you're expected that the children already graduated. But if you still have loan, it must be manageable. So in terms of debt to equity, debt to income ratio, it must be about 35%. So how do you compute that? Just simply the total, hold on, let me just highlight. I use laser point pala. The total monthly debt divided by the gross monthly income times 100. So if the answer is below 35%, it means you have a low debt load, which is very healthy. Pero if it's between 36 to 49, nasa parang borderline ka na. And then if you are above 50%, parang need mo na talaga i-decrease yung utang mo or decrease your debt to income ratio kasi mas mahirap na i-manage yung income mo with all of your expenses. But not all utang are created equal. Let's have this, a bad utang is something that the loan proceeds, you use it sa hindi income generating na mga activities. Whereas a good utang, you use it in generating higher returns than the cost of your borrowing. So should you have exposure, continue exposure to utang, it should only be good utang. So if you have existing utang and you want to pay off, there are actually two ways for you to, two methods that you want to consider. So the first, money smart tip, either you go for that snowball method or that avalanche method. So with the that snowball method, you are paying the small balances first. So it's like, diba, pag kahit walang snow sa Pilipinas, we just imagine, this is a snow. And then we throw it sa floor. Diba, mas lumalaki yung size ng snowball. So with the snowball method, you are actually paying the loan na may mas maliit na outstanding balance and then yung mas malalaki na afterwards. On the other hand, we also have the debt avalanche method wherein you initially pay first those with higher interest or yung higher na cost ng loan, no? So that's how you have saved money with that avalanche method. Whereas with that snowball method, you are staying motivated. Now, on mistake number 2, excessive spending early on. So especially, no, not only for yung mga may salary, retirees receive a substantial amount, yung mga retirement pay nila. And if ever hindi nila na plan on what to spend, there is a high tendency that they will splurge. So when you receive your salary, yung gastos mo, after a week, petsa de peligro na. So it must also be not like that, no, pag retirement. Dapat to, with your retirement pay or your pension, pag na-receive mo na sila, huwag mong igastos lahat. You need to budget it. And the best way to save money is not to see the money at all. So you may have a separate savings account now where you schedule fund transfer automatically when you receive your salary or automatically when you receive your pension. So actually, this will answer the question that we receive in advance, how to avoid spending too much and putting it instead for retirement. So the answer here is, you have a separate account for your investment or for your savings, schedule a fund transfer, dapat parang similar siya sa date when the crediting of your salary para by the time papasok na siya sa payroll na account mo, automatically transferred na siya dun sa isang investment or savings account mo. At yung makikita mo na lang sa payroll account mo is what you manage to spend. So, money smart tip. Second is budget your pension. You don't only budget your salary, you continue budgeting kahit budget is telling you where your money go instead of wondering saan ba napupunta yung pera nyo. So this is like the, not really the standard, but rather the suggested lang na budgeting strategy. We have the 50-30-20 rule of thumb. 50% for the needs, 30% for the wants, and 20% for save and invest. Baka iba dyan, no? Doon sa mga attendees natin nakikinig, parang, huy, imposible naman na 50% yung para sa needs ko. I have more spending. Okay, you can adjust it. You may have 80% needs for now, but still, you must have a separate percentage for your wants and savings and investment. The thing is, you still need to continue enjoying the money that you receive, and at the same time, you still continue to prepare for your future. Sino ba dito ang okay with the budgeting? Type 1. Are you implementing budgeting right now as you are receiving your salary or as you are receiving your pension? Type 1. Ayun. Thank you for that. Next mistake is neglecting the life uncertainties or life's uncertainties. No, parang hindi natin, although hindi naman talaga natin gustong mangyari to, no? But there are actually things that we don't have control. So paano ba natin siya i-prepare? So here, another money smart tip is have enough emergency fund. So for those retirees, you may have a separate or set aside money for your emergency fund. Hindi lang siya importante when you're working, but it is more important by the time that you retire. So it's like 6 to 12 months of your basic monthly pension. So you save a portion of your retirement pay. Where do you put it? Either on your regular savings account for easier access, time deposit para mas mataas yung interest na earn mo, or money market investment. Well, aside from emergency fund, you also make sure that you have insurance coverage, enough insurance coverage. It is more important by the time that you retire actually na kasi mas parang frequent or most exposed kasi yung health concerns natin, di ba, as we get older. So you have HMO, life insurance, and as well as PhilHealth. And I would suggest that you get or you pay annually, but you save monthly because when you pay annually, there is discount kasi, like for example, if you pay monthly, it's 1,000 pesos na annual premium. So you're paying 12,000 for the whole month, a whole year. But if you want annual payment for your policy, that insurance company may actually give you just lesser, no? I mean, a discount. So mga 11,500 or 11,000 na lang yung babayaran mo. So your strategy is to set aside money monthly para by the time nag 1 year na that you need to pay, may enough money ka to pay your health insurance and life insurance. And you put it still in the time deposit or money market para interest earning pa rin siya or nag-grow siya. Kahit minimal lang. So we refrain from this insurances, health insurance. Ito, yung pinapahid mo. And also life insurance, itong mga anting-anting. Okay. And then mistake number 4, underestimating inflation and longevity. So may nakita ako kanina that nag-indicate din siya ng inflation na dapat daw mag-invest siya which is higher compared sa inflation rate. Okay. So here, considering na about 10 years pa, may additional 10 years pa yung Filipino citizens, no, by the time like 60 years old siya, and then life expectancy is about 71 years old. You cannot say kasi na yung expenses mo pa from 60 is the same expense sa 71 years old. Because your expenses, let's say 2009, 1,000 pesos. In 2023, it increased to 1,608 pesos. Now, considering the same goods you are buying at that time, so there over time. So money smart tip, you still continue doing what you like to do, doing what you are good at, kahit retired ka na, doing the things that can pay, no, and doing what the world needs. So in effect, it's like ikigai. So pursue your ikigai. So it's like a Japanese concept. Ano ba yung reason ba't bumabangon ka? So kahit retired ka na, find your passion, the burning passion. So para kanino ka bumabangon or para saan ka ba bumabangon? So kindly type 2 if you are looking for your ikagay, or kindly type 3 if you have found it. Meron na ba? Kindly type 2 if you're looking for your ikagay, or kindly type 3 if you are still finding it. Check ko nga. Okay. So, marami dito, no? They're still looking for it. They're still grinding. Yes, so, marami pa dito sa atin na still finding the mission, finding their passion. Okay. So, it's still good na kahit retired na kayo, mas napupursue pa rin ninyo yung ano yung gusto nyong gawin. And money smart tip, another thing is you beat inflation by investing. So whether you go, here you can see nga, the longer you go to the right, the higher the risk, the longer you go up, the higher the return. Money market is again for the emergency fund, but if you want growth of your money, you can focus on bonds and as well as stocks. And make sure that the returns of your investment is always higher than the inflation. And mistake number 5, chasing high returns and taking too much risk. I think this is very, parang common siya among Filipinos that they really wanted to take higher risk para higher return. Ano ba yung parang masasabi nyo na red flag when investing with a too risky na unlegitimate investment? Diba? Either pushy talaga yung nagbebenta, hard selling, they are 20% na fix na return monthly. So it's too good to be true. And sasabihin pa rin nilang risk-free ito na investment. There is no such thing as a considered risk-free investment. Low risk, let's say yung mga treasury bills. And then they don't really explain to mga investors or to client what the investment is all about. So for you to prevent ito, 10K mo gagawin 100K after 1 month. O, paano? E di, magpapa-invest na naman from other people. Diba? So, especially, parang may naikwento din kasi ito before, no, when I was working in the bank, na may mga clients talaga na naa-attract sa higher return, although alam naman nila yung risk na involved. So they are still taking too much risk kahit na may nababasa na sila, may nare-receive na sila sa news, they still invest. So again, how will you prevent from parang mabiktima ng mga ganitong illegitimate investment? Be educated. Check if that is a legitimate investment. Registered ba sila with SEC? And also, you must know what is your risk profile. You don't take too much risk. Parang hindi naman siya talaga yung risk profile mo. So, how will you determine your risk profile? We have this client suitability assessment through our platform. You can just log in sa First Metrosec website, whether Pro or the My, and then click here, funds, tapos click client suitability assessment. So this will be your assignment, the self-assessment, 7 questions lang for you to determine what is your investor profile, and as well as investor profile mo, whether you're conservative, moderately conservative, balanced, moderately aggressive, or aggressive. But let me just check. Baka meron na dito sa mga attendees natin naka-answer na ng client suitability assessment. Kindly type C if you're considered conservative. Kindly type MC for moderately conservative. Kindly type B for balance. Moderately aggressive, kindly type MA. And kindly type A for aggressive. Ayun. Meron na pala silang risk profile. Alam na nila yung risk profile nila. We have here moderately conservative. We also have moderately aggressive. And we also have aggressive. So upon answering all of those client suitability na mga questions, actually, we provide suggested na mga funds or suggested na mga securities wherein you can invest in. So here, this is for the conservative. We have the money market. This falls sa mga time deposit, treasury bill. So sure ka na alam mo na talaga na may capital preservation. Kung ano yung na-invest mo, yun din yung makukuha mo. With time deposit and then T-bills, you earn through discount. And then here, moderately conservative, you receive na interest income, quarterly, semi, or annual, but you still receive your capital no, na intact. And then moderately aggressive, this is index. So those are funds nga, let's say, Philippine Stock Exchange Index. Instead of isang stock lang yung ini-investan mo, you invested in PSE Index wherein the top 30 companies are automatically exposed ka na doon. And then for aggressive, we have equity securities wherein you choose the individual stock that you want to invest. And then sa middle, it's a balance. So combination siya of bonds and as well as stocks. Here, another money smart tip, especially since we are really considering for retirement. So this is consider income paying investments that provides you monthly, quarterly, or semi-annual na mga income, gives you stability, and as well as growth. So ano ito? First one is dividend from stocks. So we have here preferred shares and real estate investment trust. So these were actually explained as well by my previous the previous na mga sessions now with my colleagues, but allow me to explain again, especially for those mga first time attendees. So with real estate investment trust, instead of having your own property, looking for your tenants to occupy your property, you can actually have the opportunity to rent to get a rental income with real estate investment trust through Ayala REIT, Citicorp REIT, Mega World, and Premier REITs or RCR, wherein these REIT companies, they have office spaces, shopping mall. So they actually rent that to those mga tenants. And then they generate rental income. So 90% of their income is given back to the investors in the form of dividend. So dividend has 10% withholding tax. So as you can see, dividend yield, the least is 6.29%. But this actually, hindi to fix, no? Unlike sa dividend with the preferred shares. Kasi with the preferred shares, by the time it is issued for the first time, ini-indicate na talaga kung magkano yung dividend rate ng preferred shares. So for example, Globe A na preferred share, it is giving 6.1179% to the investors annually, while Globe B preferred share, it's 6.76, 6.7631% to the investors who have availed the Series B. So yung parang difference nito is this is for 5 years na term and then 10 years na term. So ito, at least alam na ng investors how much they receive on a quarterly basis. So if you want to know what are the dividend-paying stocks na gusto nyong investan, you can look for our report sa First Metrosec Research team. This is what we call Yield Seeker. So every month ito nare-release. So they provide the top 5 na mga dividends that you can actually invest in. So I would suggest that you can look into the support level or the support price as it is the best time to buy that certain stock. So this also answers one of the question kung ano ba ang basis for when yung entry in buying dividend-paying stock. So you may go for yield seeker, and as to what is the price, if it's leaning toward the support price, you can have that as your buy order and then you may indicate the support price. Tapos naka-queue ka na ng buy order for this certain type of stocks. Another thing is what we also have, dividend dashboard. This is more updated kasi every week ito na-re-release na research team namin. So you can look into our top 10 na mga dividend paying stocks. So if you still don't have a First Metrosec account, just download the First Metrosec Go app for you to be able to invest in stocks. So second is the stability. You get interest from bonds. Interest subject to 20% withholding tax. So straight through lang talaga siya. Paano ka makaka-earn? It's like just time deposit but longer. So let's say you invested in a 5 years. Yung coupon rate niya or interest rate niya is 5%. Face value is 100,000. So 100,000 every year, the investor receive 5,000 coupon payment less 20% withholding tax. Every year niya na-receive, and then on the 5th year, babalik yung 100,000 na capital and as well as the last na interest income. So this is predictable and there is capital protection. So you have two types, whether you go for government bonds or the corporate bonds. And once you invested in First Metrosec with your corporate bonds or government bonds, it's also visible on the bond tab. So here, visible yung sa stocks. Kung earlier nag-invest ka with dividend or REITs, and then it's also visible in terms of the bond investment. And the last that you might want to consider, income paying investment is what we call the income paying funds. So with First Metro Securities, we have a total of about 20 na mga income paying funds wherein there is available peso and dollar na investment. We do have annual, semi-annual, and as well as quarterly and monthly na mga funds. So here are some of the examples. We have AFM Peso Global Multi-Asset Income Feeder Fund. We have from Sun Life, from Atram, and from Manulife. So it's a combination. We do have bond fund, we do have exposure for balance fund, and as well as equity fund. So the thing here is that you don't need to individually choose the stocks, the bonds that you are investing. You can leverage on the expertise of the fund managers. And there is instant diversification, unlike with investing lang sa stocks or sa bonds kasi you individually pick. And then for as low as 1,000 pesos, you can start investing with the peso and then $100 for the dollar. Actually, we have received an advanced question if it is important to have a separate dollar account if they want to invest in dollar. So yes, you need to have a separate dollar account if you want to invest in our dollar funds and peso account for the peso na mga investments. So here is an example of our income paying fund. This is from Manulife Global Multi-Asset Diversified Income Feeder Fund. So let's say you have about 1,000 pesos na investment. So this is the monthly na income na re-receive ng mga investors. So far, the total is about 64,263. So how you invest with FundSmart? You just log in to our website, whether Pro or My, click the funds, and then you may click here the FundSmart that this allows to show all of the funds that you want to check, no? But since we have this example ng Manulife, this is the example of the profile of Manulife. You can check the other details like yung performance niya for the past 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, and as well as yung mga top holdings niya. You just indicate here the amount that you wish to invest and then click subscribe. So our income paying fund is about 20 available, but in total, we have a total of 130 pooled funds from our different fund partners like Atram, BPI Wealth, Manulife, PhilEquity, Sun Life, and ATR Family. So reiterating, you may consider income paying investments such as dividend from stocks, Again, 10% withholding tax. You can get it from preferred shares and REITs. Second is interest from bonds. So governments or corporate bonds subject to 20% withholding tax. And also here, income paying funds, whether mutual fund or UITF. Another money smart tip is that you need to diversify your investment. You don't put all your eggs in one basket. So you have exposure to equity, pooled fund, and as well as bonds. So for me, this is like an example of a mix ng uh, moderately conservative na investor. And then may na-receive ako na question that do you have personal investment setup to share with us? So, eto siya, I find it easy lang kasi to parang remember whenever I want to continue the retirement na planning, no? Your age, I mean 100 minus your age. So, ito yung parang exposure mo sa stock. So, for example, let's say I'm 30 years old. So 100 minus 30, so that's 70 is my exposure to stocks. And then 30% is my exposure to bonds. So bonds is giving me the stability, while stocks is giving me the opportunity for growth. So as you go older, as you get older, no, nearing retirement, maglalas yung exposure mo sa stocks. So let's say by the age of 60, you do have just 40% exposure in stocks, but 60% exposure in bonds. So yun yung share ko in terms of allocation. And this is also from John Bogle. He is the founder of Vanguard. And if you don't if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die. Do you agree? Type A. May tao pa ba? Type A, do you agree or not? Ayun. Agree. So, how do we plan for our retirement? Let's say we're all 30 years old here. So you have about 30 years na lang to work on your retirement. So the first thing you need to do is you need to know what is your annual expense. So kayo din, let's estimate what is your annual expense. So in my example, I have here 20,000 per month, and then I times it by 12 to annualize it. I have 240,000 per month na annual expense. But di ba earlier, that 20,000 per month will not be the same years after, considering the inflation. So gagamitan na natin yung calculator. Type 1 if ready na kayo. No? Kung na-open nyo na yung calculator na na-download nyo. There, thank you for confirming. Sa hindi pa nakapag-download, kindly scan the QR code. Okay, I'll just wait for a few more seconds. So far, marami na ding nag-confirm. Ayun. So again, either you download from the Google Play Store or from the Apple Store. This is a financial calculator. You compute along with me kung magkano ba yung retirement na goal ninyo and how will you achieve that retirement goal. Okay, so you open the app. Once you open the app, kindly click the retirement/401k. And then click retirement planner. And then, click inflation matters. So, di ba kanina, we do have 240,000 annual na expenses. So, how will we consider inflation on that computation? So here, once you click at retirement planner, inflation matters, you are redirected on this screen wherein you put your annual na expense. So in my case, it's 240,000. So on your case, you may share sa chat box kung magkano ba yung annual expenses nyo. And then please do indicate about 4% inflation rate. Within the range naman to ng inflation target ng BSP, within 2 to 4%. Anyone wanted to share their annual expense? So over here, example is 240,000. Indicate please the inflation at 4%. And then retirement age. I've read sa one of the advanced questions, my retirement age sila na 50. So instead of 60, just indicate 50. Para malaman natin kung ma-include natin no, dito sa computation na 50 years old lang yung retirement age mo. Kindly type 2 if you're done doing it on your end. Because in this case, the 240,000 after 30 years, that will now cost, ayun, may nag-confirm, thank you, about 778,415. Round off na natin, 780,000 na yung inflation adjusted na yearly expense mo. Again, the 240,000 is the expense 30 years ago. Assume na lang po natin na peso yan. But yes, the same naman din na calculation. And then inflation adjusted at 60 years old, you have now 780,000 annual. Okay, now, okay, I'll discuss again the chart now. So, so you have inputted that the annual expense, inflation rate, and then the retirement age. So this 240,000, after 30 years, it will now cost you 780,000 pesos. Okay? So this 240,000 after 25 years, mga 947 ang inflation adjusted niya. Ay, may Android po. Okay. Sige. So, I hope clear na po yung chart. So again, sorry about that. Yes. So this is your current age. So 30 years old. So with your 60 years na retirement age, that is already 780,000 or 778. So if you're currently 25 years old, your inflation adjusted na expense is 947,000. And then if you are 35 years old, 639,800. And then if you are currently 40 years old, your adjusted na inflation is about 525,000. So same lang din. If you're 45, or let's say you are 50 years old, I think may nag-question kasi I'm currently at 50 years old now. So if you're 50 years old, that 240,000 inflation adjusted, it's 355,258. Okay? Saan galing yung 240,000? The 240,000 is my annual expense. Kasi yung monthly expense ko is 20,000. So 20,000 times 12, that's 240,000. Kindly type C if clear on your end. I'll just wait if may mag-type ng C. I'll just reiterate. Okay. Again, my monthly expense is 220,000, sorry. And then 12 months, kay need natin i-annualize, sorry, na Bisaya na. So that's 240,000. So that 240,000, I need to adjust it 30 years. That's about 780,000. So if I'm currently 25 years old, assuming 947,000. If I'm currently 30 years old, on my 60th year, that 240,000 is now 778. But I just indicate 780 para easier na lang yung computation. Nag-round off na lang ako. If I may say that, if I'm at 35 years old, that 240,000 inflation adjusted 639. Okay, so I guess clear na. I've got many C's na on the chat box. So there, you already have the inflation adjusted na annual expense mo. Here, we have the rule of 25. So it's a simplified way for you to compute what is your retirement na goal. Okay? So what you do is that you multiply inflation adjusted mo na expense by 25 for 25 years. So that you can, let's say, live comfortably for your retirement years. So with my inflation adjusted I need to target 19,500,000. How about you? Can you share your figures? How much money have you set? How much is your retirement goal? So you already got your adjusted na annual expense. What is now your retirement fund number? May gusto bang mag-share? Anyone? There, they have 15 million. I think mayroon din 32 million. Oh, ibang laki. Pero don't worry. Later, we'll figure it out. How can we achieve it? Not instantly, but consistently. Ayun, very specific. 14 million, 21,700. Okay. So, how much money have you set aside for retirement? You just don't put na lang siguro no number, specific number. You may just indicate percentage. Let's say 10%, 5%. May nag-comment, mga bata pa ito, mga classmates ko ah. Okay. So, 10% na ba? 20, 30, 40, 50%? Or 100% of your retirement goal you have achieved already? Good for you. May naghahana sa reaction. Okay. Wala pang nag-share ng percentage. But anyways, I'll just assume, grabe 1B. Magkano kaya yung annual expense nito? Oh, the basis for the 25, the rule of 25 is that parang 4%. Kahit mag-withdraw ka 4% consistently on an annual basis from that fund, it will last forever. Or maximum is 30 years. It will last for about 30 years. So parang binaliktad siya na rule of 4%. So yun yung basis of the rule of 25. Okay. Next. So here, we'll just have no idea based on the recent survey. Magkano ba yung tinatabi ng mga Filipinos for their retirement? So according to recent survey, we Filipinos tend not to prepare much for our retirement. We only prepare 3.6 months worth of income. This is way below the regional average of 2.9 years. Grabe, no? Indonesia, 4.1 years. Taiwan, 4.5 years. Pero sa atin, hindi man lang tayo nag 1 year. So, in terms of expectation, Filipinos believe na sakto lang daw if 2.1 years worth of personal income. Pero di pa, based sa ating computation, parang ang layo-layo. Okay. 0 pa daw na same niya. Sige lang. Habang may buhay, may pag-asa. Going back to our goal, that's 19.5 million on my case. For others, it's about, what was that? May 1 billion, 1.7 million, 18 million, 16 million. Okay. So I have 30 years left to prepare my 19.5 million. If I use strategy 1, which is just dividing 19,500,000 by 30 years, per year, I need to save 650,000. Divided by 12 months, I need to save 54,167. Diba? Ang sakit-sakit. Parang on my personal view. Ang hirap naman ito. Sige lang, we do have an alternative. And that is to use again the calculator. Going back to the retirement planner, you click start early and save regularly. You input the goal, the retirement goal that you have calculated earlier. That is 19,500,000 on my end. Ang assumed annual return, 10. Or pwede nyo din naman siyang, if a bit conservative kayo, let's say 7, 6%. And then my retirement age is 60 years old. So again, yung nag-ask na 50 years old, siya gustong mag-retire, just input here in the retirement age, 50 years old. So in this case, I already indicated my set goal, annual return that I need to target, my retirement age. Excuse me. So as I started 30 years old, so this is the amount that I need to prepare or I need to invest every month. So 9,878. So let's say I started late by 5 years. Now I need to set aside about 16,523. Well, let's say I started investing at 40, the amount that I need to save is around 28,000. If I started earlier at 25 years old, I need to set aside 5,995. On your end, how much po is the amount that you need to invest on a monthly basis? Kindly type. So you already input your set goal, the return, and as well as the retirement age. There is 15,000. There is also, excuse me, 10,000. And my 9,000, my 79,000. But if later part na siya nag-save, then it's a substantial amount, no? So again, reading the picture again, reading this slide, this is your set goal, 19,500,000, your expected na return, and then the retirement age. So if I started at 25 years old, this is the monthly investment that I need to set aside, 5,995. If I started at 30 years old, this is the amount of investment that I need to set aside. If I started 35 years old, I need to invest 60. So same. If I started at 55, it's 266,000. If I started at 50, about 101,000. So you see, the older you start investing, the higher the amount that you need to set aside for you to invest. So we have here, highest is about 79,000, lowest so far is 10,000, 9,000. So at least you already know that that amount is the amount that you need to set aside on a monthly basis when you invest for your retirement. Nice. Congratulations, 944 na lang yung isa-set aside niya. Parang sana all. Okay, so again, strategy 1, you just simply set aside the money, save it. Diba? On my end, 19,500,000 divided by 30 years, divided by the 12, I need a monthly 54,167. Whereas, if I invest, I just need to set aside 9,878 compared to 54,167. Okay. So when you retire, your sources of income will either be the SSS pension and if you have your retirement fund. So assuming I have already achieved my retirement fund, the 19,500,000, and ayoko nang mag-think no, kung saan ko pa siya ilalagay yung fund. Parang gusto ko na lang i-park sa money market fund that has been providing for the past 1 year. Now, this is based on the 1 year change. 3% in general. So, you go back to the application, no? And then click how much should I withdraw. Hold, because I was not able to screenshot it. So, under retirement planner, you just click how much should I withdraw. Let me know if you were able to see it. Type 1. So you go back to retirement planner na tab and then you look for how much should I withdraw. Type 1 if nakita nyo na po. Okay. So there is one attendee na nag-confirm. Okay. Confirm na sila. So again, just look for how much should I withdraw na tab. What you need to do is to input again the amount that you need to achieve. In my case, 19,500,000. And then the annual return. So since I use the money market fund basis, about 3%, so I indicate 3% annual return. So what these figures mean is that my 19,500,000 can sustain for 10 years if I withdraw 188,293 per month. So, if I want to sustain my fund about 35 years, so 35 years, I can withdraw maximum 75,046. Okay? So, you may share how many years you want to sustain your fund. It can be 10, 20, 30, or 35 years. And then indicate the amount that you can withdraw, the maximum. So in my case, if I want to, my goal is to extend it for 35 years. So, sabihin natin, yung average age ng family namin is about 90 years old. For mga 30 years, 35 years. So with 35 years, I need to withdraw maximum 75,046. So ito yung considered na income ko on a monthly basis from my retirement fund. Let me just check. Ayun, meron nag-share. The maximum amount that he can withdraw is 62,000. Meron namang 20 years, 80,000. So that's how you do it. You can check again what is your retirement goal by reassessing what is your annual expense, monthly expense, annualize it, and then inflation adjusted annual expense multiply by 25. And then hanapin nyo dun sa application kung magkano yung dapat nyo na i-invest. Okay? So, to summarize, we have talked about the common retirement mistakes. First one is carrying too much debt. How to resolve it? You just pay off bad debts. You can maintain good debts. No? Mistake number 2, excessive spending or early on your retirement or in your parang kahit naka-work kayo on your early years. So it's important to budget your pension. Mistake number 3, neglect the life's uncertainties. Yung tip naman doon, have enough emergency fund and as well as life insurance coverage. Mistake number 4, underestimating inflation and longevity. So, tip there is you beat inflation by investing and chasing high returns and taking too much risk. So, yung tip there, consider income paying funds and diversify. And we have also discussed, I have shared income paying investment, either sa stocks, wherein you get dividends from REITs and as well as preferred stocks. Second is the bonds, wherein you receive interest income from corporate and government bonds. And then third is from income paying pooled fund. And lastly, we have discussed the retirement planning. We know now how to compute for our retirement goal by knowing the inflation adjusted expense. You multiply it by 25. And then to achieve your retirement fund, you need to invest rather than saving. And you can park your investment or rather your retirement fund in a money market fund in case nakuha mo na yung retirement goal mo at saka ayaw mo nang mag-actively invest. So to our attendees, we also value your feedback. You can share your thoughts and experiences with us by scanning the QR code and answering the survey. No, just scan the QR code or take a screenshot. Link will also be provided by our chat moderator. And this is actually more than just a feedback form. So your input is essential to us to better meet your needs, and we appreciate your contribution, and we look forward to implementing these positive changes through your valuable feedback. So spread the knowledge. If something from today's webinar inspired you, take a screenshot and share it on your social media. Don't forget to use hashtag FMSinvested to help spread financial literacy and inspire others on their investment journey. So we have received advanced question, how to start investing in the stock market. You just first have a brokerage account. You need to open a First Metrosec account, download via the Google Play Store or Apple Store. Look for First Metrosec Go. This is the account opening for individual. For joint naman, up to 4 individuals in Trust Core account. That is www.firstmetrosec.com.ph. You need to prepare the government issued ID, proof of residence, like utility bills, proof of bank account, 3 specimen signature, and 1,000 initial funding. We don't have maintaining balance. Once activated na yung account nyo, pwede na nyo nang gamitan yung 1,000 na initial funding nyo in your investment. And please don't forget to indicate the code March 26 so that we know that you came from this webinar. And lastly, for our customized gamified award-winning market education programs, exclusively designed for your company, schools, or organization, just email us a formal invite at marketeducation@firstmetrosec.com.ph. And should you have any concerns, you have also questions sa mga yung regulators directly namin, no? You can have their email address and contact number. And for our customer service, here is our email address and phone number. May nag-ask din, advance, where aside daw from the First Metrosec webinars, where can they get insight or any other means? You can scan this QR code and you can join our Viber community and Facebook community. As in morning and evening or afternoon. Before the market opens and then after the market opens. Okay, so now we have our question and answer portion. Sorry, we have already extended a bit, but let me just answer the questions. So we have here, is it possible for mid-40s and mid-50s to still save for retirement? Okay. So is it possible for mid-40s and mid-50s to still save for retirement? Can you show us the way to achieve a good retirement plan? I have shared it earlier. You can go back with the application, financial application. So first is you need to determine for your annual expense, tapos inflation adjusted annual expense, multiply it by 25, and then through the financial calculator, this will help you identify what is the monthly investment amount that you need to set aside. Another question, hindi po ba risky to invest in equities pag retirement na? Okay. So equities, this is considered the most aggressive, 'di ba? Kung na-remember nyo under the risk profile, an aggressive investor, ang nagmamatch doon is equity. So in this case, that's why I have actually prepared the example, no? Now, once you achieve your retirement fund, you can park all of the retirement fund in the money market. So, hindi siya exposed sa mataas na risk. Because money market na siya. Ito na yung nandun sa time, invested sa time deposit, sa treasury bills. So, kung may movement man sa investment mo under money market, very minimal na lang. So, those with equities, good siya during accumulation stage. Equities and bond, good siya for accumulation stage. And kung okay na sa inyo na may nakuha na kayo, na-achieve nyo na yung retirement goal, you may park it sa money market fund na to eliminate the high risk, no? Okay. Next question, can you still invest in equities at age 50 and lessen it as you reach age 60 and go more for funds? Yes, this actually differs, no, across individuals. But yes, it's possible. Depende talaga siya sa risk profile mo. You can still invest on equities at 50 years old. You may just want to expose yourself sa REITs lang and as well as sa preferred shares, which provide higher na dividend. And then shift na siya by the time you reach 60 years old, you go for bonds. Actually, I have assisted a lot of clients na yung iba, kahit retirees niya, they are still investing. They are actually trading actively. As in, every day sila nagte-trade. Meron din namang mga retirees na that they just want to have a balance of bonds, tapos 50% of their investment meron din sa stocks. So again, it goes back to your own risk profile kung saan ka mas comfortable. So here, I am a young professional trying to follow a 50-30-20 budget. My wants budget mostly goes to supporting and giving back my parents and family, so I rarely spend on myself. Over time, it feels a bit draining. How do you avoid frugal fatigue while staying disciplined? Thank you. Okay, so in this case, I would suggest that perhaps you can, instead of the 50-30-20, you may do a 50-30-10-10. So the 10% is the one that you can still provide for your family, but still provide for yourself. Because you keep on working, pero hindi mo din naman na-enjoy yung kinikita mo. Mapapagod ka talaga. So, worst case scenario, parang ayaw mo na lang, gusto mo na lang mag-stop. So, for you to prevent that, you give yourself, let's just say 10%, kahit half na lang kayo. nung naka-budget mo na, or let's say 30% ba yung budget mo for the want is for your family alone. So, instead of 30%, sige, i-half mo siya. 15% for yourself na want, 15% for your want and giving back for your family. So, please don't forget yourself kasi ikaw lang din naman yung kawawa. Diba? How can you help others if you don't help yourself? Okay? So, diba, ma-remember nyo pag nandun kayo sa aeroplano, pag may emergency, you don't put the mask sa bata or sa anak una. Diba, sa iyo, sa mother muna, or yung sa guardian. So, that's how it is. Okay? Yun siya. Next. Uh, Moving further, after retirement, what is the most efficient, a cost-effective way to transfer my investment in First Metrosec to my children? Interest for account po. You open an interest for account because that account is intended for your children. Okay. So here, let me just check other question. I'll just answer for those like related talaga sa session natin. But if you really want to ask further questions, you may email marketeducation@firstmetrosec.com.ph. This this is the this is the question, no? I'll take this. Can you show us a realistic if you are in your 30s with only basic salary? So personally, when I prepared the deck, natakot ako na mapakita sa inyo that the retirement goal is about 19,500,000 because paano ko na naman ma-achieve yun? Pero achievable po talaga siya if you invest consistently and being disciplined over the years. You just take advantage of the investing opportunities and the time to invest. So, if you think na parang hindi siya achievable, going back, no, what you do is to increase your source of income. If parang based on your computation talaga, parang ang hirap ma-achieve. Let's say 9,000, yung, on my end, 9,000 yung monthly investment na need ko ma-set aside. And then, let's say 15,000 lang yung monthly income ko. Paano naman ako mabubuhay with a 6,000 per month? And just to share, before pa, when I started working, I had two jobs because I believe my main job or my full-time job will not be sufficient. So another way for you is to really look for other means to increase your income. And yeah, that's the reality for you to be able to achieve your set goals. You don't adjust your goals. You adjust the way how the plan and the strategy how you do it. So going back, based on my experience when I started working my first full-time job, I believe it wasn't sufficient. Single pa ako at that time. And then on my end, parang kulang talaga siya. So I had another job, which is a part-time job. I was a Japanese online ESL tutor. So after my 8 to 5 na office job, I also do tutoring even until 11 p.m. or 12 midnight. So that's how it worked for several years. So yun, that's how I would like to suggest. Look for other means. You either upskill or do another source of income. Okay. Let me just go to the chat box. Yung nagtatanong about the recording, our marketing team will advise, or rather, you check our YouTube channel That's at First Metro Sec. We we actually upload our videos webinars there. So just stay tuned. Here for those who wanted to invest bonds through First Metrosec, considering interest income. So right now it's still not on our platform. What you actually do is that there is a link that we provide to the clients wherein you input your order. Uh, so how can I give this to you na lang? Your question is about funding pala. So funding, the same lang siya with the stocks. Just fund your subscriber number, account code, First Metro, that's OTA 5-digit number or OTA 6-digit number. So that's how you fund. Same lang siya with bonds, stocks, and as well as pooled fund. Okay. Meron pa ba sa chat? I think none on the chat box. So flashing again our QR code. So for those who were not able to answer our feedback survey earlier, kindly scan the QR code again for our attendees. We appreciate your feedback. We will make sure that we implement it in our future learning events. Okay, so there you have it. On behalf of First Metro Securities, I would like to express our deepest gratitude to everyone who have attended tonight, and it's truly an evening well spent. We sincerely hope you have learned a lot and that these insights and lessons make your investing journey not just more enjoyable, but also more profitable. So let me just end my session by saying, don't just work for your money, learn how to make your money work for you. Makakaya natin yung 19 million. Fighting lang. So thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you again at the next stop of the journey because over here at First Metro Securities, we put your future first. Have a great evening and keep safe. Bye.